critical part of the forehand swing is contact, and it's created by this. It's a motion we call horizontal shoulder adduction. The shoulder here, that's the joint in question, the shoulder, we are closing this angle here. So you don't see people hit forehands like this. We close this angle, and that creates contact. And you'll notice that my arm is also going to internally rotate as I do that. That's external, external away, internal, internal meaning in towards the center line of the body. So this is the end of the forehand here. Horizontal shoulder adduction and internal rotation. That is the key. If you can master that, you can master forehand contact. Okay, so let's talk about some of the implications here. So number one, I'm not gonna hold my racket, I'm just gonna do this. Okay, nice and comfortable. Now I'm going to figure out, for this comfortable motion for my body, how do I hold my racket so the swing works? For me, it's like this. And now if I do this, when I got to contact, I was right here. I had this nice, slightly closed string angle. That's what we're looking for at contact. So again, for my body, contact, slightly closed string angle. Now I can just hold the racket completely randomly. Again, I'm not gonna pretend I'm hitting a ball here. I'm just gonna figure out, okay, boom, good motion. Okay, obviously that's not gonna work. That's how I wanna hold the racket, because that was my comfortable swing, and that's the string angle I need to hit the ball. And now, because I've set the racket up to be comfortable for my body, I can memorize what this feels like. And if I swing like that, I know, I don't even have to think about it. I know that through contact, my string angle is going to be good, because that's how I set my stroke up. And so this is, you know, if somebody's the natural way they do it, it feels better like that, maybe they'll end up playing with a full Western. If they naturally feel better like this, maybe they'll end up playing with an Eastern. That's not important. I mean, it is important because it's going to change your string angle, but it's not critical as far as having a good forehand. The critical thing is that your grip and the way you hold the racket matches what's comfortable and natural for you with your horizontal shoulder adduction. Your horizontal shoulder adduction is your forehand contact. You can hit a forehand like this. You don't have to rotate. You should rotate. We'll get to that later, different video, but you don't have to. You must adduct your shoulder in order to hit a forehand. And just to be a little more clear, a little more explicit, it's not that important if you're a player, but for the coaches, these are the pec muscles. Just refer to them as the pecs. It's not that important, like which actual muscles here, just kind of this chest area that presses here. That's what you need to know for tennis. This is the shoulder here, or well, this is the humerus here, this bone in here. The shoulder is the joint we're talking about. We're talking about the pectoral humeral angle closing. That's what we're talking about. These muscles pressing the hand forward. That's how we generate velocity through contact on the forehand in tennis. We press forward through contact with this. Now there's a lot of lower body, trunk, there's a lot of stuff that happens before that generates velocity, but we're just talking about the contact zone, the hitting zone, and most of the parts of the forehand that create fault tolerance. We are talking about this final shoulder adduction motion. You don't even need to rotate in order to hit a decent shot. We can just adduct the shoulder. That is the start of the forehand. Now, obviously, as we build in, we're going to have a much better balanced athletic stance. We're going to fire this back leg in, right? We're going to take our torso, we're going to torque it around. Those are all upstream of the contact. But if the contact is broken, those things don't matter. All they're going to do is make you miss more. All this like swing faster, more topspin, more margin, that only works in the context of knowing what it feels like to adduct your shoulder like this. And once you know what this feels like, it's going to help with a whole host of other things. For an example, the ball's low, can't adduct my shoulder, so what am I going to do? Tilt my torso, nice athletic stance, get that back knee down, and now I know what this is supposed to feel like. I know my shoulder is supposed to go like this. I can feel this rotation here. I know I'm supposed to push the arm forward. I know the chest is supposed to push the arm forward. And in order to do that when the ball is low, I have to swing like this. I'm not gonna swing like this if I have a natural intuition to adduct my shoulder, because in order to do that, I have to be down here. And now, all of a sudden it feels good. Similar thing, why do people throw the racket above their head? Because the ball's too close to me again. There's nothing I can do, but I want that same feeling. So I throw the racket above my head, and now I'm able to get some of this same feeling. So that's it. That's going to transform your forehand. Start with contact. When you're doing mini tennis, just feel the adduction. Find that spot in front of you where this can happen naturally. And again, hold the racket such that the way that's natural for your body to feel that, hold the racket such that that creates a good string angle. Your forehand's going to be transformed. You can work on all the upstream stuff, but fundamentally, you prepare away from your body. You adduct your shoulder through the ball, and you see it the entire time. That's how you hit the forehand.